Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, The Reader Teacher. My name's Scott. It's July the 1st, so this video is episode 7 of series 4 of Coming Soon, and it previews the upcoming books for the month of July 2024. As always, I'll be going through them in release date order, and where they have the same release date, then they'll be alphabetically by title. If you just want to hear about a specific book, then make sure to use the timestamps in the description below. I hope this video helps you to discover more children's books to add to your TBRs, and I'll be doing more monthly videos like this one throughout the year. So make sure to leave me a like, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Also, all the links to the books that I mention in this video will be in the description box below. So let's take a look at the books. First up is A History of My Weird by Chloe Heuch, out on the 4th of July. Starting high school was tough for Mo, especially after a fallout with her so-called friends, but everything changes when she meets Onks. Their unlikely friendship blossoms as they explore an abandoned Victorian asylum together. Mo and Onks help each other embrace their differences, even when others don't understand. But Onks' dad tries to keep them apart, forcing them back to the spooky Denham asylum. On Halloween night, with the asylum set for demolition, Mo and Onks venture inside one last time. But will their friendship survive the secrets of the asylum? Thanks Firefly Press for the finished copy. In the magical city of Arkspire, we rejoin Juniper Bell in The Order of Misfits, the second book in the Arkspire series by Jamie Littler, out on the 4th of July. Junie and her friends are on a mission to take down the 5 powerful evil Arcanists who control everything. After surviving one deadly Arcanist trial, Junie is ready for the next challenge, especially with her mysterious shadow creature Cinder by her side. But the Arcanists have more tricks than she expected, and Cinder's power and thirst for revenge is growing. Has Junie taken on too much this time? I can't wait to join her on what I'm sure will be another thrilling adventure. Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Have you ever wondered, could you crash the moon into the earth? Or if the sun explodes, would we all get vaporized? And what about what the weather's like on Mercury? These are real questions from children, and Dr. Matthew Bothwell answers them all in Astrophysics for Supervillains, coming out on the 4th of July. And join the Supervillain Academy and explore the solar system, galaxies, and the entire universe. And discover the most fascinating morbid facts, like what happens if you fall into a black hole, and find out which planet is entirely populated by robots. This book promises to be perfect for young, curious minds and makes learning about space an absolute blast, especially with its wacky illustrations by Nathan Reed. Thanks DK Books for the finished copy. Back of the Net by Eve Ainsworth and Luna Valentine follows Eva, a talented footballer who's afraid to join the local team, the Lightmoor Lionesses. Eva's amazing skills shine during school break time, but she hesitates because of past bullying over her painful skin condition. She's terrified that her new friends might find out about it and reject her. As the Lightmoor Lionesses prepare for a big match, Eva's passion for football battles with her fear of being bullied again. Her instinct is to hide away, but the support of her friends and her love for the game might just give her the strength she needs to step onto the field. Will Eva be able to find the courage to face her fears and play the game she loves? Thanks Barrington Stoke for the finished copy. It's out on the 4th of July. Bee is super excited for her birthday in Bee's Bad Day by Tom Percival, out on the 4th of July. It's only 3 days away and everything is going to be perfect. But then disaster strikes. Snow blocks the roads and suddenly there's no party, no cards, and no cake. Can Bee find a way to be okay, even when everything goes wrong? From the best-selling author of the Big Bright Feeling series, this heartwarming and funny book teaches kids about managing disappointment and finding balance when things don't go as planned. And Bee's Bad Day also promises to be a great conversation starter for parents and teachers to talk about setting expectations and handling life's up and downs. Big thanks Bloomsbury for the finished copy. When Theo and his mum join Lula's family in Changing Tides by Júlia Moscardó, Lula isn't sure what to expect. She's never had a big brother before. But during a seaside holiday, the new siblings bond whilst building an amazing sandcastle together. However, when trouble starts looming, can their budding relationship withstand the waves? This beautiful picture book explores the challenges and joys of forming a new family and gaining a sibling. With stunning illustrations and heartfelt text, it will not only transport readers to the seaside, but provide a gateway into exploring the ups and downs of creating new friendships and family bonds. Thanks Little Tiger for the finished copy. It's out on the 4th of July. Archie couldn't care less about the history of Heaton Main coal mine in Dark Flood by Karon Alderman out on the 4th of July, until a mysterious storm thrusts him over 200 years into the past, right into the heart of a famous mining disaster there. In this time-slip tale, Archie must navigate the challenges of the past whilst coping with his granddad's failing health and neighbourhood bullies. Determined to make a difference, Archie joins forces with his loyal friends on a daring mission to raise funds for his granddad's recovery, all whilst evading the menacing Robson twins. Can Archie change his family's fate with their support, or will he be trapped 200 years in the past forever? Thanks Heuch for the finished copy. Set against the backdrop of Pompeii in 79 AD, as Mount Vesuvius looms ominously, Delta in Delta in the Lost City by Anna Fargher finds herself fleeing her family's villa after witnessing a terrible crime. With her loyal eagle companion Bellona, Delta must navigate a dangerous world outside the city walls, teeming with creatures and cunning thieves. As she journeys through the bustling streets and treacherous outskirts of Pompeii, Delta discovers courage she never knew she had. But as signs of an eruption intensify, her mission becomes even more urgent. Racing against time, she must find her family and warn them of the impending disaster before it's too late. Big thanks Macmillan for the finished copy that's available from the 4th of July. Join a little girl as she learns that love can shine through, even when stars dim, in Grandad's Star by Francis Tosdevin and Rhian Stone, out on the 4th of July. As her granddad, a famous astronomer, begins to forget the constellations and even her name, she sets out on a heartfelt journey. Through cherished memories and the enduring power of their bond, she discovers that the wonders of the universe and the beauty of unconditional love are timeless and transcend galaxies. This touching tale reminds us that even as life changes, the essence of love remains constant and bright. Big thanks Rocket Bird Books for the gorgeous finished copy. Another one out on the 4th of July is Lighthouse and the Little Boat by Katie Frawley and Ben Mantle, where once upon a time there was a lighthouse. She stood proud and steady, strong and bright. In fair weather and in foul, she towered over the waters and guided ships to safe harbour. When a little boat named Brightness enters her harbour, Lighthouse offers to watch over her. But as Brightness grows more confident, she ventures beyond Lighthouse's sight. However, as a fierce storm strikes, will Lighthouse be able to protect Brightness? Thanks Quilltree Books for the finished copy. Just like her favourite person in the whole world, her granddad, Hetty's favourite place in the whole world, the Art Centre, has disappeared in Lights Up by Lisette Auton, out on the 4th of July. And now she can't quite work out how she's supposed to feel anything like how she did before. Many years before, Jack is feeling lonely too, but his life changes when he's taken in by a theatre troupe and learns the secrets of the mysterious people behind the acts. And many years before that, Irene is also struggling with a life that doesn't look anything like she thought it would. But despite living in different times, the three of them find themselves unexpectedly making connections that bring them together and bind them across generations. Big thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Visit a land of enchantment through these 20 captivating tales featuring magical creatures, powerful gods and courageous warriors in Myths of China by Xiaobing Wang and Katie Ponder, out on the 4th of July. This beautifully illustrated collection not only entertains but also educates, offering insights into ancient Chinese civilization and its rich cultural tapestry. From the creation of the world to the reign of the first emperors, each story unveils a piece of ancient Chinese mythology, highlighting unique elements of culture and religion. Discover mighty gods, spirits and fascinating historical details that bring the ancient world to life. Huge thanks DK Books for the stunning finished copy. Meet Perla, a small dog with a larger-than-life personality and a mighty roar, in Perla the Mighty Dog by Isabel Allende and Sandy Rodríguez, out on the 4th of July. When she joins the Ricos, a Mexican-American family seeking a guard dog, Perla bonds instantly with 7-year-old Nico Rico, who faces school bullies and needs a loyal companion. Together, they navigate life's challenges, learning valuable lessons about bravery and compassion along the way. And watch as Perla transforms the lives of the family, weaving her way into their hearts with her courage and charm. Thanks Bloomsbury for the finished copy. Get ready to set sail again on another adventure with Pirate Academy Missing at Sea by Justin Somper and illustrated by Theo Skaffa, the second book in the series, out on the 4th of July. At Pirate Academy, excitement brews as the Barracuda class prepares for Oceans Bound Weekend, their first independent sailing experience. Among the thrill of selecting captains and forming crews, tensions rise however when Jasmine is unexpectedly chosen and Jacoby is left disappointed. But the real challenge begins when Jasmine learns her renegade uncle has escaped maximum security. Determined to prove herself and protect her crew, she and her fellow Barracudas set off on a journey marked by mysterious tasks and treacherous obstacles. With danger lurking at every turn, can they uncover the true mastermind behind Oceans Bound and emerge victorious? Thanks Heuch Clan Publishing for the finished copy. It's time to crown the new protectors of Imagination Island, and 4 brave children from around the world are gearing up for the challenge of a lifetime in Race to Imagination Island by Mel Taylor-Bessent and Alessandro D'Urso, out on the 4th of July. Here contestants must navigate light streams to reach the magical island where dreams come true. Among them is Luca, a timid 10-year-old who accidentally stumbles into Imagination Island. Faced with his fears, Luca hatches a plan to finish last and find a way home. But as the race intensifies and challenges unfold, he begins to realise that bravery and teamwork may hold the key to victory in this tale that proves sometimes the greatest adventures begin with overcoming our deepest fears. Big thanks Fargher for the finished copy. When a devastating storm wrecks her dad's fishing boat in Stormchild by Ellie Fountain out on the 4th of July, Maya's family decide to start fresh on a tropical island. But paradise turns out to be more complicated than they expected. Away from her surfing spots and friends, Maya struggles with a deeper tempest within herself. As she navigates this unfamiliar terrain, she learns that real change begins from within. Will she be able to find a way to bring her family back to the place they truly belong? Big thanks Pushkin Press for sharing this story with me by sending me a finished copy. On the 4th of July, dive into Storm Seal by Sarah Ann Jukes and Sharon King Chai, where Martha's world is changing and falling apart, with out-of-towners moving into her family's old house, her nana's illness, and tourists who don't seem to care about the sea and its animals. But Martha holds hope in her nana's magical stories, believing in their power even when others don't. After encountering a mysterious black seal pup, which appears just when she needs it most, can it help her in restoring balance to her unravelling life, or will she need to summon the strength within herself to weather the storm? Thanks Simon & Schuster for the finished copy. Embark on an electrifying dystopian journey into the near-future Arctic in Terra Electrica, The Guardians of the North by Antonia Maxwell, coming out on the 4th of July. In this one, the last ice cap has melted and the world is on the brink of collapse. A deadly force, Terra Electrica, has also been unleashed. It feeds on electricity and it's affecting civilization. Enter 12-year-old Mani. After losing her family and community to the Terra Electrica, she's determined to save the world. So armed only with some ancestral wisdom and a powerful ancient wooden mask, she must restore hope to humanity. But can she work out the secrets of the mask to unite her fractured world before it's too late? Thanks Neem Tree Press for the finished copy. In The Boy and the Octopus by Carol Lewis and Carmen Saldana, out on the 4th of July, we meet Stanley, who adores his octopus toy for its magical colour-changing abilities and its knack for hiding from scary things. And Stanley sometimes wishes he could disappear too. But as he learns to share his feelings and face challenges with creativity, he also discovers the strength in expressing himself authentically, showing everyone the power of being true to oneself. Big thanks Puffin for the beautiful finished copy. Kaod takes on a daunting challenge against 6 formidable gods in The Boy to Beat the Gods by Ashley Thorpe, out on the 4th of July. His aspiration is to acquire the Orisha's powers by consuming their forbidden fruit to safeguard his people from their oppression. So when the fruit mysteriously appears after the gods abduct his sister, Kaod seizes the opportunity, gaining unpredictable abilities. Teaming up with a shape-shifting trickster god and a determined princess, he sets out on a quest to rescue his sister and overthrow the reign of the mighty Orishas. But each deity presents new challenges, and Kaod's borrowed powers may not last. Will he find the courage to defeat these ancient beings before time runs out? Special thanks to Usborne for the finished copy. Join a young boy on a journey of creativity in The Boy Who Painted the World by Tom McLaughlin. When he discovers a seemingly empty book, his encounter with a spirited paintbrush transforms his perception. Despite his initial doubt about his artistic abilities, he bravely experiments with paint and discovers its transformative power. A simple square evolves into a bustling dumper truck, whilst a splash of paint shapes into a whimsical Messiosaurus. Guided by his imagination, he learns that every mistake holds the potential for something extraordinary. Thanks Oxford Children's for the finished copy that's out on the 4th of July. Step right up to a thrilling tale of magic and mystery in The Houdini Inheritance by Emma Carroll, out on the 4th of July. Set in the vibrant seaside town of Sidford-on-Sea in the 1920s, this adventure follows Glory and her friend Dennis eagerly awaiting the arrival of the legendary escape artist Harry Houdini. But when Glory cleverly outsmarts Houdini during a daring pier stunt, she unexpectedly finds herself entrusted with his precious trunk, the one filled with his most guarded secrets. However, with Houdini in danger, Glory and Dennis are forced on an adventure that takes them to Coney Island and reveals the dark underbelly of its amusement parks. Big thanks, Faber, for the finished copy. Get ready for an adrenaline-pumping adventure in The Last Life of Laurie Mills by Max Boucherat, hitting shelves on the 4th of July. 11-year-old Laurie finds herself home alone for the first time ever, and she decides to break all the rules. So she cranks the heating up to the max, builds a giant blanket fort in the living room, and switches on Vox Miner, aka the greatest game in the history of the universe. But quickly she realises something is wrong. She can hear strange whispers coming from the screen, and soon they're in the house with her. Could it be Vox Miner's most terrifying legend, Shade Girl? Trapped in her home as the doors and windows start to vanish and her phone goes dead, Laurie must use all her bravery, wits and gaming skills to survive until Mum gets home. Thanks HarperCollins for the finished copy. Reuben lives in an observatory with his astronomer grandma in The Others by Sarah Merritt, out on the 4th of July. And she's on a mission to win the Guzman Prize by contacting aliens, but they face stiff competition from the sinister Professor Pinfield. However, when Reuben, who is restricted to the observatory, breaks the rules one day and escapes, he discovers an alien he names Blue. Now he must protect Blue from Professor Pinfield's clutches whilst uncovering secrets about his own identity. Can Reuben outsmart the Professor and save his new extraterrestrial friend? Thanks Everything with Words for the finished copy. In Gita Rale's second magical middle grade adventure set in a parallel colonial India, The Voyage of Sam Singh, out on the 4th of July, land pirate Sam sails to an isle teeming with spirits and secrets on a perilous journey to find the truth. His mission? To rescue his older brother, Moon, who disappeared 3 years ago and is believed to be imprisoned in the dreaded octopus prison on the Isle of Lost Voices. Teaming up with a professor and his loyal parrot, as well as a skilled forest guide, Sam ventures into the heart of the island. And together they must unravel secrets and face challenges before time runs out, with a storm brewing ominously overhead. Thanks Zephyr for the finished copy. Watson Whiskerton, Buried Bones and Troublesome Treasure by Meg McLaren is the first book in an adorable new highly illustrated series bursting with mystery and mischief, out on the 4th of July. In this one, Watts, feeling unsure about his detective skills compared to his parents, decides to take a break at Whiskerton Manor, instead of joining them on their next case. There he befriends Pearl Whiskerton, a curious cat who loves solving mysteries, and together they investigate strange goings-on at the manor, like toppled rose bushes and the sudden discovery of dinosaur bones. But could these events be connected? Thanks Piccadilly Press for the finished copy, as I can't wait to find out. Have you ever felt like there's something in your shoe? Well, for Connie, on her very first day of school, there's definitely something in hers. And could it be an angry dinosaur, a grumpy unicorn, or even a scary shark? How on earth is she going to make it to school with so much to worry about? As Connie soon discovers, worries can take on a life of their own if you let them get inside your head and grow. Luckily, with support from her mum, her new teacher and her school friends, Connie manages to get through the day just fine. So join her on this delightful adventure in Worry Boots by Lisa Thompson and Aisha Awad, out on the 4th of July, where she learns that facing your fears with a little help can turn any scary situation into a memorable day. Thanks Scholastic for the finished copy. Kamaria's passion for nature takes centre stage as she dreams of attending an eco camp abroad, but her overprotective parents have other plans for her in The Summer I Saved the Wild by Rachel Faccirotti, out on the 11th of July. When her daring cousin arrives, the summer takes an unexpected turn with the appearance of mythical creatures who are desperately in need of their help. As she tries to protect these extraordinary beings, she learns the power of family, secrets and the need to save endangered nature. But can she and her cousin set aside their differences to work together and make a difference? Thanks Hachette for the finished copy. Marcus Pritchard feels trapped in a close-knit community where everyone has already made up their mind about him, in Fallout by Leslie Parr, out on the 18th of July. Growing up in a family with a troubled reputation, he's often condemned by association. His brothers are involved in crime, and people expect Marcus to follow in their footsteps. When a man ends up in the hospital after a mysterious incident, Marcus is unfairly blamed. Only Emma, a new girl known for her activism, sees beyond the community's judgments. Together, they work to uncover the truth and prove Marcus's innocence. But as Marcus faces suspicion and prejudice, he begins to question whether he can really break free from his family's legacy and forge his own path with Emma's support. Big thanks, Bloomsbury, for the finished copy. Prepare to plunge into a playful world of music with Make Some Noise by the Horn Section, illustrated by Rob Flowers, out on the 18th of July. Packed with hilarious stories, bizarre history and mind-blowing facts, this book is your ultimate guide to becoming a musical mastermind. Ever wondered why cabbage is linked to musical genius? Curious about the fartiest instrument? Or itching to discover the song with the funniest lyrics? Well, Make Some Noise has all these answers and more. Plus, Taskmaster co-host and band leader Alex Horn sprinkles in fun tasks throughout so you can start making your own music right at home. Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. In a world suffocating from a climate catastrophe, join Sparrow as she navigates the toxic pollution that covers the earth in Reek by Alistair Chisholm and George Kaltsoudas, out on the 18th of July. Tech mogul Axel Brody of Zephyr Industries monopolises clean air, leaving Sparrow and her family struggling to survive. When inventor Miriam Fenn devises revolutionary technology to challenge Zephyr's control, Sparrow joins the fight against Brody's tyranny. But defeating a powerful enemy won't be easy, and he'll stop at nothing to maintain his grip on the air supply. Who will emerge victorious in this epic battle for breath? Thanks Barrington Stoke for the finished copy. Izzy and her friends are in for a wild ride when they stumble upon a mystery that's anything but ordinary in The Great Crisp Robbery by Pamela Butchart and Thomas Flintham, the next book in the hilarious Baby Alien series that's out on the 18th of July. It all begins with an innocent school trip that quickly turns bizarre as they uncover a plot involving missing crisps. Yes, crisps. From tiny bunk beds to a teacher disappearing mysteriously, the chaos is off the charts. Will Izzy and her gang crack the case before snack time is over? Big thanks Nosy Crow for the finished copy. Take a colourful tour through the prehistoric animal kingdom in The Wildlife of Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Animals by Mike Barfield and Paolo Bossio, out on the 18th of July. From the earliest life forms living under the ocean to the most fearsome dinosaurs, all the way through to early mammals like the woolly mammoth, this book tells the story of what life was really like on early Earth in comic book form. Split into chapters covering the Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic eras, this is a funny, accessible guide to the astonishing animals who once thrived in a world that looked very different to the world of today. Thanks Buster Books for the finished copy. As Mum sets out with her children in A Wild Walk to School by Rebecca Cobb, little do they know that the path ahead is no ordinary route. The hill transforms into the tummy of a sleeping giant and the ground mysteriously turns to lava. With bravery and creativity, Mum and her brave explorers navigate these fantastical challenges on their walk to reach school in time. Big thanks Macmillan for the finished copy that's out on the 25th of July. So these are the books I'm most excited about reading this month. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel below. As always, keep reading and I'll see you in the next video.